Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode, the second episode of Cold Front Conversations, where we talk fandom, culture, and real talk. All right, we back with another one. So, my guest today, he goes by Geeky Fresh. Don't worry, we'll make sure we spell that right with the threes. He is a avid toy photographer. He also does Pokemon card collection videos and a lot of other entertaining reels. I've been a fan of his work for years. I really like some of the stuff that he does with like the Marvel superheroes. So, without any further ado, let's bring in Geeky Fresh. Hey man, what's up? What's
Hey,
up?
what's going on? It's a
Oh,
it's a pleasure to be here.
oh, thank you. Yo, so we know Spider-Man just came out, right?
You want to jump into it already?
Oh, I just listen. I love it. I love it so much, right? So
uh,
you, for our viewers at home, you just saw it today, right?
I just saw it like literally 45 minutes ago.
All right, process those thoughts, and we're gonna come back to it. But
It's fresh.
speaking of just Marvel and whatever, I really loved like that X-Men shot with Iceman that you did recently.
Oh,
And
appreciate it.
let's see, yeah, it's this one right here.
Oh yes, appreciate it. That was a tough one to do because I had to. I thought I had an Iceman figure, and I
Mm-hmm.
went through all my figures that are here with me because I have more like in storage elsewhere. And I was like, yo, I don't feel like driving over there and
Mm-hmm.
grabbing and looking through those bins. So I went through all my bins. I was like, dang, I don't have any. I don't have a single Iceman figure at all. So I bought this one straight off of Amazon. It was cheap. It was like it was like retail. So that was a good thing about it. And as much as I liked the figure, I didn't love it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think I gave it like a seven because it's just missing certain things, especially the accessories that it came with, like the ice beams. I didn't really like the ice beams as much as I was really hoping for. But
Mm-hmm.
like just to get this shot, it really I was trying to sell on the whole idea that the Sentinels were just overwhelming the X Men, and like the last couple shots, like they were just like this is my first time actually shooting the Sentinel too because it's such a massive figure.
It's big,
And
yeah.
I've never shot any figures bigger than probably like 8, maybe 10 inches, just simply because like I just don't have enough space. But now that I have the space, I was like, "Oh, I can try this." So my goal was just really just to have him shielding a child and using these using these ice spikes that I got off of eBay like years ago. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm gonna use these one day, and then I think I used them one time, and that was for a Todoroki shot. Oh no, I used them before that too. I used them for like dang, what was it? It was like an old Fortnite figure, a Valkyrie
Mm-hmm.
figure. But anyways, like it's just the whole goal was to give that feeling of hopelessness or just being overwhelmed by the Sentinels. Like I wish I was able to find the blast effect that goes into his hand, but I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
find it. You know how you're looking for something and then when you're not looking for it, it pops up, and that's
Oh, most
exactly
definitely. Most
that's
definitely.
exactly what happened. I was like, damn, I could have used this.
I really like those spikes. It reminds me of there was a time I don't own it anymore, but there was a time
Mhm.
when I was shooting a lot more regularly. I
Yeah,
had a glue gun, right? And those Tamashi like impact effects,
yeah,
not the like the pricey ones, but like the ones that almost are like in a model kit, like the 30-minute missions, right? There was an
yeah.
impact one that had like a crater. Anyway, the impact was like purple spikes. So what I did was like I traced like I used the glue gun to like recreate those spikes or whatever, and then I
Mm.
like painted it light blue or whatever. That picture is probably for, and then I used it with an iceman. That picture is like so old. Like, but yeah, I only used them the one time. I think I might still have them in like my bin over there, but I don't know. So you were saying that now you got a bigger, bigger space or whatever. So since we done use Iceman to break the ice, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Where you shooting out of? You're PST time like me, right?
Yes, I'm here on the West Coast in California. I live in the LA County area, specifically Palmdale. Uh, Man, I shoot pretty much almost everything. Almost everything. Marvel, DC, anime. Um, Dang, what else? Mostly Marvel though. I'm trying to get more. I have so many DC figures from the Hush line because I feel like that's like a really great like Batman type figures and stuff like that. I need to really like dive more into those figures, but definitely a lot of Marvel and Power Rangers. I still do Power Rangers.
I think one of the pin shots that you have on your page, it's like, I don't know if I have it here, but it's like, the three Red Rangers that happen to be brothers or whatever, and by brothers I mean, they black men. Yeah, but switching it up just a little bit too, like we went from fire to ice, but this is a really good shot of yours of the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. Like, what did you do to really light this up? Because you don't use Photoshop in your work, right?
No, not at all. Very rarely do I use Photoshop to like do anything. I like taking one of my favorite photographers, Iwatu Tom. I like using his method of shooting in terms of utilizing Photoshop, but I use it very sparingly. But here it's just a lot of lights and light placement. At least I want to say, how many do I have? I know I have 4 rectangular lights. I have 1 big rectangular light, and then I have a bunch of. I have one of them right here. Actually, these are retired right now. I have a bunch of these table lights too that I got from Walmart.
Oh yeah.
But these are smaller ones, and then at Walmart they have the bigger ones that are they're kind of like mechanical arms basically, and they're taller. Yeah. So, but these pretty much
we lighting up the the podcast with these right now. Yeah, exactly. I'm familiar. Shout out to Mainstays.
Walmart, so I use a lot of the Ulanzi lights, and I just place them around where the fire is at to give it that fire feel, and I make sure that I set the lights to warm because fire give off a warmth. So if you use cold light, like just white hot light, it's not gonna look right, and it kind of washes out Robbie's face a little bit. So I adjusted them to make them a little bit more warm.
That makes sense. And that's the is that the new one that just came out, the Marvel Legends one?
Yeah, man, it's the new one. Okay. It's disappointing.
For a second I was just like, oh, is that like the because I know some people were using, what body was it? I think his name is his face is done blown up, got the psionic power or whatever. He's from Jubilee's X-Men team, Chamber. Like some people were like using Chamber for a while and then using that Ramen Racer head to be but this is the oh man. It's funny, I actually have this figure somewhere. I thought they put more, like, I wish they put a little bit more dry brushing in the face, to brought out the detail a little bit. But why are you disappointed about the figure?
It's just a white skull, and it looks weird. I saw some other people like put the lines on it, and I'm like, damn, I should have did that too, because I do have a Gundam marker, but I think I tried using a Gundam marker on a Spider-Man figure before, and I hated the results.
Gotcha.
He was really sticky, and I was like, oh, never mind. So I'll probably leave it.
I wanted to try that on that. Remember that retro Shocker figure or whatever? Maybe I should get a brown Gundam marker and just like go through the lines. But at the same time, it's just like, man, y'all should. I mean, you made it look better than it is, because like if you hadn't told me that you were disappointed, I would have been like, man, this is a fire figure surrounded by flames. But what don't you like about it?
I like what I don't like about it, from what I put in my review, is the fact that somebody's speeding through my neighborhood.
It's Robbie.
It's Robbie mad. It's just a very old body, man. It's 2026, and we're like, for a character like this not to have at least butterfly joints, it's crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the AIM guy, right? Still, is that the AIM? That's the AIM.
I don't know if it's an AIM body, but it's definitely an old body for sure.
Okay.
Definitely an old body, and like no butterfly joints for there. The arms and the legs were perfect though. Like, it's just the torso that's terrible. And like, for a character that's very expressive, because I have his comics, I've read the Robbie Reyes books, and then I remember I was at San Diego Comic-Con when I think it was a few years after he was like released or whatever, and I met Felipe Smith, and I love his art. And the fact that the character is very expressive and very, very just out there. And then you can't do a lot of that stuff. But then, like, some people kind of proved me wrong, though. There was this one dude, he had the same figure, and he showed me some really cool, he posted a reel with some really awesome poses. And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'm just not maximizing it enough. So you might see me return with Robbie.
Okay. Did you get the Robin Racer? Because obviously the Hell Charger didn't go through.
Oh, and now I gotta go backtrack and get it for sure.
I'm gonna get the HasLab thing coming out, even though they've trickled out that. You notice how they've trickled out like lesser versions, in my opinion, of the HasLab. We got Goblin Queen. I guess the Mephisto. I would say the Mephisto is probably, for those of you who don't know, I'm talking this guy. I would say the Mephisto is probably the one that seems to be an actual upgrade for what they were doing for the Hell Charger, or whatever HasLab was calling it.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably backtrack and get the Hell Charger, well, the Ramen Racer, if I can find it. I know for sure I'm gonna get the black van that they're doing.
Oh, the black van.
Especially after seeing Brand New Day. Gotta get that.
The what?
I gotta get that, especially after seeing Brand New Day.
Oh man. Well, listen, shoot, I'm trying to, because this is shout out to Spider-Man. But real quick, speaking of Ghost Rider, right? How are you feeling about the casting of what's the dude's name? Ryan Gosling. Yeah, do you think he's gonna be Johnny Blaze, or do you think he's gonna be Danny Ketch?
Yo, I think he should definitely be Danny Ketch.
Okay.
I know that Danny Ketch character was originally like a kid, like he wasn't like a kid, but he wasn't old either, like Johnny Blaze was. So I'm kind of hoping for Danny Ketch. He just got the vibe for it. The very nonchalant, chill. He's gonna do what needs to be done. Not too conflicted about it. He's just here for vengeance. I'm definitely down with that.
And that 90s Danny Ketch, it's almost like, I feel like a lot of people who don't like really follow the comics, I feel like when the layman thinks of Ghost Rider, they actually think of the Danny Ketch one, but they might think it's Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, at least for me, that's why I was so surprised that it took Hasbro so long to like give us like a really good Danny Ketch, because I was just like, yo, this guy is kind of what put like Ghost Rider on the map, like in my opinion. Yeah, but we'll see what Marvel's gonna be doing. But anyway, here's this one I really love, this picture of yours. And by the way, if you guys are looking for more of this, we can find it at this lovely Instagram page right here. Sage, there we go.
Appreciate it.
Okay, hey, listen, we're gonna keep it on the screen. So while it's on the screen, so like you say you shoot like every day. How many shots like before you post? Like,
I mean, not every day.
okay.
Man, I feel like in the last like 2 years, I've
Mm-hmm.
definitely like because of work
Mm-hmm.
and just like my overall just energy levels. Like I haven't really been like shooting as much as I did in the beginning. Like when I
Got you.
first started, I was shooting like whenever I had free time. Like if I'm not playing video games or I'm not working on something or classwork or whatever, like I was
Mm-hmm.
shooting because I just had like all these different ideas. And now, like even though I have the ideas, it's more like I want to conserve my energy for other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I still enjoy shooting, and I think also like the death of the Power Rangers lines, kind of like I'm still grieving over that.
Oh, the Lightning Collection. Oh yeah, shout out to the
Yes, I'm
Lightning
still low
Collection.
key grieving over the Lightning Collection, like slowly just dying, like in the way that it died. It was just so tragic and not
Who
fair.
owns it now? Is it it's not Playmates, right? Who because
I
like
mean,
they
Playmates have the IP, but Hasbro still owns the rights to Power Rangers.
okay.
They
Because
just
they
use it.
I think there's another line that's coming out and that's 6 inch. I've seen them
No,
and
it's
they,
trash.
you know, they seem to me at
It's
first glance like inferior
pretty
to
trash.
the huh?
It's pretty trash.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna
Like
lie, it's pretty trash. I'm not
straight
interested
to
in
it.
that line whatsoever. At least it looks terrible. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was not into it. I mean, like I do like the third party stuff that's going on. Uh,
Hmm.
I think it's like someone's doing the '90s movies Power rangers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I saw that where they had like those really intricate like designs or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
like, with the armor and stuff like that on there.
And the and the headlights.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
much as I want like the '90s version of Power Rangers, that's like always been on my list. I don't
Hmm.
want it from that from that brand. I kind of want it from Hasbro.
Got
So
you.
sadly, we're not gonna ever get it for at least for a long time. We're not gonna get like another Hasbro Power Rangers line for a very long time, and that sucks.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, hopefully, Playmates, because I think they're the ones with the license. Hopefully, for you Ranger heads out there, like it'll keep it in the zeitgeist, and then maybe another brand. Shoot, could you imagine Jada? Who, if not Hasbro, who would you want to take the like? Who do you think could make figures that like could compete or surpass what Lightning Collection is without going like import style?
Dang, like low key, Jada would be the number one in terms of like domestic. Like Jada
Yeah.
would be my pick for sure. Um, is Jazzware part of Jada still? No,
I'm not
Jazzware and Jada
sure.
toys are different, but
Yeah.
Jazzware toys, the ones who did the
Hmm.
Halo figures, like they were doing
Okay.
pretty good job too.
Hmm. Maybe. And then what?
Just not playing.
Nah, I was gonna say NECA, but I'm just like, now the neck will snap, respectfully.
I think NECA will look good,
Hmm.
but like I wouldn't be able to get as much like playability out of it. Those
Right.
if NECA did Power Rangers, it would really just be like to be like statues on my shelf, basically.
Hmm.
Like they will pose a little bit, but I feel like NECA is doing better now in terms of
Right.
like articulation. I saw those Fortnite Ninja Turtles.
Hmm.
They look pretty good. The models look perfect. I'm just worried about like posing. Like, posing
Right.
is really gonna suck.
I saw those in the store the other day, and just like if they were smaller, because I don't play Fortnite, but I actually really don't mind those designs, and I
Mm.
have heard good things about the Fortnite articulation for these NECA turtles, but
Mm.
I think NECA is about to just straight up lose, any rights to making, because I think Pixel
Oh,
Dan I
they already
saw,
lost it. Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah, they lost Turtles, that was
right when
crazy.
they were given almost ab crunch and stuff, but hey, who knows? Who knows
I
what
think
the
they're
future
done with
holds.
Turtles. If you really think about it, like they're done. They're done. They've done every single one of them, every single iteration of Turtles.
Mhm.
So if you didn't get any Turtles from NECA, it's
That's
just
on
you.
you.
You just didn't want them. That's as simple as
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Shout out to I don't want to change the frame. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Probably can't see it, but under the mic right there, this is where I keep my turtles. But you know, I'm actually in California, just like you, but I'm in the Bay Area,
Oh,
and I've had earthquakes like shift my collection. So most of the figures in the case right there, they got the museum wax or whatever, so they don't fall down. So yeah,
yeah.
because oh man, and
Yeah.
then
People don't understand we
yeah.
get earthquakes.
Oh yeah, 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 man.
You don't
You
understand
know,
we
it's
get
funny.
earthquakes.
I'm not even. Have you always been in California?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm from New York via like by way of Nigeria. Like I was born in Nigeria. I grew up in
Mm,
New York. And then like during during the pandemic or whatever, right? I started traveling more for work, and then I ended up in Arizona for a little bit, and now, I reside in the Bay. Yeah. So,
it went from Arizona.
man. Nah,
Melting.
that heat is fire. I almost want to put up that Robbie Reyes again. Oh, I so you were talking about gaming earlier, so I see that are you gonna get the Marvel Tokon Fighters or whatever?
That's funny. I was just watching the video on that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I got into like toy photography, I was actually like in competitive video gaming
Okay.
very heavily too. Like my game my chose was Street Fighter 4. I started with Street Fighter 4 um competitive wise. Actually no, I started with Super Smash Brothers and then I got into Street Fighter and then as like this new golden age of fighting games was emerging, I kind of backtracked and just kind of like immersed myself in the history of fighting games even more because I was like
Okay.
thinking to myself like, man, like I played fighting games my whole life, like but
Mm-hmm.
there's this whole competitive side to it. Like
Shout out to
where
the
is it coming
SGC.
from? Like where is it coming from? So then like I started playing Third Strike. I went back to Marvel 2 and a more higher level Marvel 2, Marvel 1, CVS 2. I think I really just took a break once Street Fighter 5 came around and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a PlayStation at the time and I wasn't making the money that I was making now to be like, yeah, I can afford a brand new PlayStation 4. So,
Gotcha.
and I was like, never mind. And then pretty much everyone just went on to different games. And then that's how I won't say I left fighting games, but I just took a seat back from fighting games. So Marvel Tokon is definitely bringing me back into like fighting games for sure.
Okay. And I see that you post a lot of like you're into Marvel Rivals, right?
Oh yes, yes. I'm, man, I'm into Marvel Rivals. Uh, so I like Marvel anything,
Mm-hmm.
and Marvel Rivals caught me when I fell out of love with Overwatch because I was getting
Okay.
tired of Overwatch, and Overwatch just wasn't fun anymore.
Got you.
And Marvel Rivals came at the perfect time. Like I love hero shooters, and I love Marvel, and you put them together, bam, we in there. And it also caught me just as I got bored with Apex Legends because I loved Apex Legends for a little bit too, and I got bored with it.
Yeah. And a lot of those are like those, what do they call them? Like arena one duels. Ugh, God, I forget the exact term, but
I
like
mean,
as far as hmm?
I feel like they're more they're Marvel Rivals is a hero shooter, so
Okay.
you have like attack and defend, King of the Hill style type of game maps and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Fortnite is more like the arena because it's a free for all with 100 people and
Okay.
stuff. Um, man, I was a firm hater of Fortnite for a long time too. I used to hate Fortnite, and
And
then
why is that? Why is
I just felt it was really childish. And then what
Okay.
got me into Fortnite, I was like, okay, it's free, so I get
Hmm.
that. And then when they did their first like low key Marvel, everything had to do with Marvel. When they did their first Marvel like collab and it was Deadpool, I was like, oh,
Hmm.
that's cool. And then I got the battle pass. I never bought the battle pass before. And then I was like, all right, cool. I got Deadpool in the game. It makes sense. He used guns. And then they put bought Cable. Then they put Psylocke. I bought Psylocke.
They gotcha. They gotcha.
Got me, you know. Then they did a whole season just Marvel, and I was like, oh, I gotta get all the skins for that. And then it went down a rabbit hole. Now I love Fortnite.
Yeah, I know. That's like, man, what is that? What was that? Was that Pringles? Once you pop, you just can't stop. That's basically like collection in a nutshell, man. Jeez. But hey, I mean, we could be collecting and doing worse things.
Yeah, we could. We really could.
All right, man. So, you know, when you lean back, I noticed that you happen to be wearing, is that Spider-Man on you? Right there?
Yeah. It's right. A skater shirt.
Oh, that's McFarlane right on the back?
Yeah. It's from Huff, I think. Yeah, Huff.
Okay. So, like we teased at the beginning, you, right? Fresh in your mind, Spider-Man Brand New Day, right? Yo, what did you think?
Are we going like all spoilers?
Listen. It's been long enough. You know, for those of you who follow me on the _Coldfront, I give y'all 24 warning. I haven't posted no spoilers. By the time this goes live on YouTube, there had been spoilers. I'm so happy I watched the movie like a little bit early, because the internet. Were you able to avoid all the spoilers?
Luckily I avoided all the spoilers.
Wow, that's impressive.
I think like one person that I followed, he almost spoiled it for me, but I just swiped. I was like, the moment he said Spider-Man, boop, swipe.
Wait, was it Aries Quinones? Because like,
no,
I don't know if you follow him.
Sadly, I had to block Aries.
Why?
Because of that.
Yeah, he don't care. He don't care.
I had to block him, and I was just like, bro, like you're out of control. Like, I get it, like you're a content creator, but we gotta have some sort of decorum on the internet. And like some bot tried to get at me about it. I was like, I'm not gonna follow your rules. Like, we have some decorum. Like look, all you have to do is say, hey, spoiler warning for Spider-Man. And then I can decide whether or not do I want to continue watching your content or move on. You know,
I feel that, especially within like, honestly, it's no holds barred after a week or so, right? But I remember there was something, I forget the brother's name, but I think Kevin Feige and him have cut ties. But like, he was on the red carpet, right? And he literally let it out that so and so is in the movie or whatever, right? And fortunately, and mind you, that clip was going like viral, and I found it on Aries on his page, right? But the second it's like, I think it said in writing something spoilers, I clicked right away because it was like, yo, no, like I'm watching this movie in less than 24 hours. I already have my theories about it, and I went in spoiler free. So anyway, what did you think? By the way, listen, this ain't probably gonna air for at least a week or so, but you've been warned. I don't want to hear it. You know, I understand that 1 million people are about to watch this. So the millions out there, spoiler warning, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Man, I gave the movie a 9 out of 10. I thought it was great. It hit every type of emotional beat, whether it's comedic, heartfelt,
talk on it,
sadness. Because I felt real bad for Peter the entire time. I was like, dang, Buddy is going through it. And then, like, as he's going through it, there are like these bits and pieces of like comedy within it, you know. I do feel like the movie left. The reason why it's not perfect, it did leave me wanting more in a bad way. Like, oh man, I wish there was more Hulk.
Okay.
I wish we got to see him do other side things that wasn't in a montage. You know, like when he fought Scorpion the first time in the montage, I was like, okay, that's cool. Then when he fought Scorpion the second time, but it really wasn't him, I was like, all right, like it's still a really good fight though.
Yeah, and he went in on that shoot. He almost killed those officers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he went crazy. I went to go see it with my daughter, Hold on a second. Like my whole room is vibrating. I'm not quite sure why.
Oh man, y'all having an earthquake down there?
Nah, it's like it's coming from above me, and no one's above me because I live on the top floor. So I think it's the AC unit. I heard people like feet crunching up there. But
You hear it first, ladies and gentlemen. Geeky Fresh thinks that no one is above him.
oh, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. No one's above me on this floor, y'all. No one's above me on this floor. But I was watching it with my daughter, and she brought up a really cool point. She was like, and I was kind of impressed too. I was like, how do you know about that? She was like, oh, Dad, I was really hoping that he turned into a spider. And I was like, you know what? There is a whole storyline when he turns into a spider. And that's kind of like how I got introduced to the Punisher from the 90s.
From the 90s, when he was
cartoon.
hunting him, right?
Yeah, when he was hunting him and all that stuff. I was like, I guess I was too caught up in the moment to realize that. But I'm kind of glad that she pointed it out because I was like, oh, yeah, that would have been cool if we got just a little bit of the man spider like storyline. So
no,
that
I feel that. I feel that. Oh my goodness. And the funny thing is, shout out to whoever made the trailers, right? Because like on my page, I do title theories, right? When I tell you, they
got us.
If we were playing ball, the way they crisp my ankles, dust. They really played us. Even with the I gotta, man, shout out to Charlie Cox. I low key called you a liar online because you said you were not in this movie unless they put you in it. My fault. Even though I did see something that Rosario Dawson said that they shot a scene with her, but then they decided to not, and I'm just like, that's kind of Daredevil adjacent, but no, not on the way. And then shout out to the lady who was like fighting the hand ninja lady who isn't actually Alona Young, because I was like, oh come on, this is Elektra, and oh my god, what else was I wrong about? Yeah, I was wrong. I was expecting them to do Greyhawk. The only thing that I was right about, and I didn't even say it online, was that I was like, oh no, this is Jean. You know what I mean? But besides that, like, they did a good job.
They straight, because like that one image where Spider-Man is above and then the ninjas are below, and we're like, that's too much negative space. For not to have two other people fighting these ninjas.
I thought I was gonna see Bernthal Mitter. Oh, dude, I was like, too. The only person from Daredevil was I think, and I'm just like, yo, I might have to rewatch it because in the trailer, right, it looks like the Kingpin in, if y'all watch Daredevil Born Again, his second in command or whatever, like it looks like she's the mayor in the trailer, but it happened so fast in the actual movie. I'm just like, man, they might have CGI'd her face. I can't even say that was her definitively anymore. They really had us going. The only one that was straight up wrong was Tom Holland saying, "Oh, Jean Grey's out in the movie." Yeah, okay. But other than that, they had me. True.
Yeah, there was just like a lot of parts where I was just like, man, where's Daredevil coming? Like, when's Daredevil? Basically, like the Hand are not necessarily Spider-Man's villains,
right?
I kind of like how they worked all that in there. But even then, I also felt like the Hand didn't feel like the Hand either, because the Hand was supposed to be undead ninjas. People were alive.
Yeah, yeah. And then the funny thing is, so while I was coping, right, to make myself feel better about like, damn, Daredevil's not in this, because they showed that scene with the montage, what all those ninjas really quick, and then when he goes to damage control the first time to talk to the dude, he's like, oh yeah, the Hand, yeah, they're just some trouble kids. I'm just like, what is this? The 1990s Foot Clan? What are we doing? But the Hand did win me over. But the way that, because I was like, oh hell no, some trouble kids. I was like, man, they better be secretly sinister. But fortunately, they were, because they knew they were. Because I was just like, don't do this, guys. Don't do this. Don't get too creative with damage control.
Yeah, damage
control. Some trouble news.
I also felt like at the end there were no consequences, and I also felt like this movie, for the last couple of years with Marvel, there's no connectivity with anything anymore. Like this is all happening either after Daredevil and Kingpin's whole like New York situation where heroes were outlawed, or is it during that time when it is happening? And none of that stuff is making sense timeline wise because it's just like so Spider-Man was Spider-Man, but at the same time, like the Kingpin was like, we don't like these hero freaks wearing spider clothes and stuff. I'm like, okay, so the TV shows can make references of the movies, but the movies can't make references from the TV shows, which is kind of weird.
And it's funny because I gotta say, watching this this movie, like I think this is probably the most Tom Holland has spent in the costume. Like I literally felt like it's so ironic because it's like this Marvel movie really felt like a real lived-in world. Shout out to the Black Widow. Like I feel like even though I know you said you wanted some more hope, to me, I feel like none of the side characters overstayed their welcome to me. Like
that too.
And that's why I was just like, why is this like? Why is there no reference to Born Again in this? Even though it technically, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't need it, but I'm surprised because like one of my biggest issues with Punisher One Last Kill was just like, I like John Bernthal as the Punisher, but I was just like, Marvel could have really kept this because I'm just like you were saying, where does this fit into the timeline? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like Fisk, like everybody loves Spider-Man. Everybody, I don't know. I mean, but then again,
everyone all of a sudden loves superheroes.
So we just gotta guess. But
everybody loves superheroes all of a sudden.
A major consequence. So this is the popcorn bucket, right, from AMC theaters, right? And you see, and obviously I didn't realize this until I was talking about the movie.
Wow, it has
right? Yeah, the inhibitors on it, right? But here's where there's consequences because I was talking to my good buddy Brandon.
Where you're going with this.
Yeah. Shout out to Posable Productions.
Where you're going with this.
Yes, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, secret friend of humanity. Secret species because he has inadvertently created the mutant restraining collars, right? The power inhibitors, because that's what damage control does. You give it to them, you put it on the whole.
They literally said it. They literally said it in the movie. He was like, the Shocker, his weapons. Yeah, we saw, we see something useful out of this.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna use it. I was like, oh man. And then when he said for everyone, and then Banner was like, that sounds kind of dangerous, don't you think? And he was like,
Exactly. And speaking of Shocker, I think because you saw it more recently than me. So do you remember like before he upgraded, before he embraced his new evolution, right? Like those cannons that stopped his normal like non-organic webs, right? Was that Shocker's technology or just something else?
That's a good question. Because you're talking about when damage control had those rifles.
Yeah, like when Jean took over. When Jean took over all of damage control.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Shocker's technology though. It could be.
But it was something. Mm-hmm.
It was something because she said that look, they've been preparing for you for the longest. Like they got weapons because Spider-Man was like, wait a minute, my webs don't go through your weapons. And she was like, no, they've been preparing for you just in case you step out of line. And I'm like, that's some Batman contingency plan stuff, but still.
But then it's just like, the funny thing about Marvel, like I've always been an X-Men fan and, not a purifier by any means, but you kind of get it why, like, it's one thing when there's just like superheroes who are like from random like science experiments gone wrong, but then when it's just like a whole population which is slowly gonna, because of evolution, gonna overtake anybody, and it's just like you can like not every mutant is like, oh, I can teleport. Some of them is just like, yo, if I sneeze, I'm leveling a city. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's why there's always gonna be some conflict because it's like, yo, me personally, like I said. Like I wouldn't have voted for President Kelly, but there has to be some kind of
control, like a way to
as humanely as possible.
Yeah, to protect everybody, right?
Yeah,
I think the way that the way they could go about it is simply as I wouldn't say a registration type of
Mhm.
situation, but it'll be very similar to that. And
Mhm.
just like I think humanity's fear is like the word extinction, and that's one of
Right.
those like one of those words that causes fear. Like, oh, we're gonna go
Mhm.
extinct. And when you think of extinction, you think of the dinosaurs. They're all dead, right?
Mhm.
But humanity doesn't realize that mutants are just the next step in evolution. You can still procreate with humans. I mean, with mutants, idiots. Like, what
Right.
are we doing? What are we doing? We can still procreate with mutants.
Yo,
We're
you
good.
know what we need? We need some government sanctioned Xavier charter schools all over the place. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like just
Schools, kids who are immediately identified as a mutant, they go to
mhm.
a special school, or if public schools are like a thing, right? Like just
Mhm.
as a teacher, like me as a teacher, I'm thinking like if public schools are a thing, and I have to teach a classroom, and I have to teach not only special needs students, I would treat mutants as special needs students too.
Okay.
Like I would have to be able to handle that environment. So that
Mhm.
means every mutant will have an IEP, which would be interesting. Now I'm thinking about it like, yeah, every mutant will have an IEP. That means every public teacher will be notified of what that mutant's powers and
What's an
capabilities.
IEP? Sorry, what's an
Oh,
IEP?
sorry. So, man, I went straight teacher talk. So, an IEP is an individualized education program, and it's
Okay.
usually for like students who have like special cases, whether it's or like a physical disability,
Mhm.
um, a cognitive mental disability. Some students even have like emotional disabilities, like it's called ED, where kids are emotionally disturbed. You know how like kids just like freak out and they can't manage and regulate their emotions, like stuff like
Okay.
so. Like as a teacher, you get like an IEP, which is basically like these are all these students' triggers, like what's
Mhm.
wrong with them. I wouldn't say what's wrong, but what's causing these things. How can you as a teacher handle it, and so on and so forth. So like mutants will probably require something very similar. Like, oh, I got this kid who has like ice powers. Like, so what's his ice powers in kid? What are the limits of his ice powers? Like, if you touch stuff, it turns into ice. So I gotta make sure that I don't touch this kid. I gotta make sure he doesn't touch other people, but children are
Mhm.
children, so you gotta be even more mindful. So like maybe mutants will even have like their own special class. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I was just thinking like fictional characters, like how would I place in a real life
No,
situation?
I feel like there has to be some kind of registration, but not to penalize, just to figure out who can
Yes.
better help. You know what I mean? For example, like
Yes.
you know how like the X-Men when they're not well, some of the X-Men when they're not going on the special missions, they're the teachers, right? So it's like, okay, you have a student who has ice powers or whatever. There's other characters. They might not be as powerful as Storm, but I'm sure there's some adult out there who's like, okay, I'm like immune to rapid changes in temperature. I'm suited for this class. I mean, I'm just saying, like the government, it's. I feel like y'all could fund it. It wouldn't be easy, but hey,
Ways. There's ways.
there's ways.
There's,
If you're
ways.
creative enough, there's ways. With this
There's
will, there's a
ways.
way. Oh my goodness. All right, but let's see. Let's see. So you said you'd give it a 9 out of 10. I really loved it. I really loved it.
My
And like
question
I
for
feel like
you is, I got a question
mhm,
for you. How did
go
you
for
feel
it.
about how do you feel about the end credit scene?
Oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Marvel, honestly, I would say that end credit scene. I have some theories on it, right? But I
Uh-huh.
wish if that's all they were gonna do, I wish they had just made it a mid credit scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I was
why
like,
do I
I
need
wish
to
at
stay
this
the
point
entire
waited all the
time?
way to the end for that. But the only thing about that end credit scene is that, like,
Mhm.
and maybe I'm wrong. There's a lot of cool speculation that I'm thinking about it. So think about it, right? At first, like when they were doing, spider tracing, right? I was like, okay, it's saying Queens, so it's like, oh, are they about to like, zoom off to Brooklyn and be like, hey, Miles is out there because we know Aaron Davis, played by Donald Glover was in Homecoming, right? And then he was also in Across. No, is it Across? Yeah, Across the Spider
Yeah, it
Verse
was on
with the
Spider
Prowess. I
Verse.
was like, oh, maybe they're doing that, but then they panned out to space. So anyway, what I'm trying to get at is I think they're either hinting that Peter's gonna get the symbiote on Battle World, or it's just another it's just either Andrew or Toby coming back too. And because in the battle in the Secret Wars story, Doom puts all these different realities together or whatever. Yeah. And do you think he's gonna be in Doomsday, or do you think he's just gonna be in Secret Wars? Do you think Peter's gonna be in both?
I think it'll be in both.
Yeah.
At this point, they're gonna keep Tom Holland for as long as they can.
He's him. Shout out to their future progeny if they choose to have him, because they are so set. They're in like three. No, I think Zendaya's in like three of the biggest movies this year, right? With Brand New Day, The Odyssey, and then Dune coming out. Like, good lord, and then Tom is in two of the three of those. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's gonna be Spidey for a while. But shout out to them with the way when Punisher shot him, because originally I was just like, my theory was that one last kill, Spidey's gonna show up in that and affect the Punisher. I feel like I think he is gonna affect the Punisher. I still think he's gonna kill people, but I think he'll maybe consider more non-lethal options.
Yeah, I think he kind of changed the wiring in his brain just a bit. So that's a good consequence. But I was also thinking about, like, because I had also just recently rewatched all of the Tom Holland movies too, and in was it No Way Home? Yeah, No Way Home. Was it No Way Home? Is that the last one?
The one before this, yeah.
Yeah, okay, No Way Home. I was like,
I know they all had that home thing.
Yeah, the home.
Yeah, Homecoming,
Far from home. There we go. So in No Way Home, I believe the end credit was Eddie was at the bar, and he was like, "Oh, so this world have the Avengers, and there's a lot of superhero people." And remember, he goes back to his world, and then he left a piece of the symbiote there. So now we just forget about that.
Yo, you're right, because I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that.
So we just forget about it. We forget about the symbiote.
I mean, Scorpion didn't bring up the Vulture, and I never want to hear something about Spider-Man when Vulture was talking about Morbius. Yeah, I haven't even watched. Let me tell you something. This is how I feel about the Sony movies. I haven't watched them, and I'm one of the biggest Spider-Man fans that I know. Like, I feel like this is about to just be posted up in my desk for like the foreseeable future. But I feel like I like reimagining, but to a point. To me, just me, the cold front. The fact that you guys would do a Venom solo movie. No, is it 2 or 3 now?
3. It's
3, right? And it's just like he is literally the dark shadow of Spider. Like, it's just crazy. I feel like it kind of reminded me of like, well, even that Halle Berry Catwoman woman movie, terrible, had nothing to do with Batman. But I feel like it makes more sense to have Catwoman without Batman, I guess, than Venom without Spider-Man. I'm sorry, it's just like Sony.
And then, like I said, and at the end of the movie, Venom is like, "Oh, who is that? That's Spider-Man. Oh, I want that."
It was, and then they all of a sudden they got a hive mind across different whatever. Who are they paying to write some of that stuff, man? I didn't watch Morbius. I heard it was terrible. For a long time, I thought the meme was actually real. Like maybe for like a week or so, talking about, yo, did he really say it's Morbin time?
It's Morbin time. Terrible. Just
I was just like, I refuse. I did watch Madam Web. Also, not a great movie, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit better than I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, no, Sony needs to wrap this up. They need to just stick to like maybe doing just.
I think they said they're stopping. I think they said they're stopping doing all of.
They should. They should just stick to TV and the Spider-Verse. Like, I gotta still finish that Spider Noir show. I heard that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think I need like 2 more episodes of that, and I'll be done. I feel like this year, like in terms of superhero, like superhero, just like entertainment, in
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of mediums, especially television.
Mm-hmm.
We're living, this is a golden era right now. Like from Star Wars to Marvel to DC to Invincible, which is Skybound Comics. Like this is great. We have so much entertainment to watch.
We
This shit.
blessed. We blessed. We literally. It's so funny. I'm like, I'm like gluttonous and at the same time starving at the same time because it's just like
No
there's
more.
so much, but there's not enough time because I'm just like, yo, this is the golden age. Like I actually even started slowing down on my collection where like now I'm really, really trying. I'm sure it's gonna be like Amazon's coming today, but I'm really, really trying to like not get too many repeat characters outside of maybe like a couple of the Street Fighter, and then I'm just because like there's just so much goodness, but I want to enjoy them. Like you brought up those Hush figures, and I finally, how long I've been waiting. I waited for that Hush Tim Drake because Tim Drake is
Oh
like
yes.
he's like no he is my favorite Robin. Like I understand like Dick is like the first or whatever, but like he's like the most important Robin to me because I felt like he did the most. He was the most Robin of the Robin. Like I feel like Nightwing is Dick Grayson's definitive, like. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to quality over quantity. But the funny thing is, there's been a lot of quality stuff coming down the pipe,
As of lately,
especially from
yeah.
like Jada. I don't know who. I feel like I'm gonna definitely get an absolute Batman figure, but I don't know if I want to wait for like I think Mattel is about to do something or LPZZ. I don't know. There's too much.
I'm gonna stick with Hush and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
I like the absolute figures; they look good. But I'm gonna just stick
Mm-hmm.
with Hush and try to finish it. I still got like 3 more figures I need to get from the Hush line.
Okay.
Poison Ivy, the Riddler, and Scarecrow.
Okay. I have those. I really wish, and I get it. Mofex says what they want, but I wish they give like the. I wish they weren't so about sticking to how they looked in the panels because he could have that he could have really used like a John Wick type torso where he could actually like move or an alternate torso because like it's a nice sculpt but it hardly moves.
Ooh,
Like the
character.
the the Riddler.
Riddler? Oh, it was
Yeah,
that bad?
man, I'm telling you, like I'm happy to own it, but at the same time, it's just like, man, this thing don't do nothing. The Scarecrow though, the Scarecrow is really good. The Poison Ivy is really good. I wish she came with alternate, bare feet because I'm just like, hey, she didn't have shoes in the, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, and then for
Totally.
whatever reason, they also decided to, like, they kind of changed Huntress's outfit or whatever. But I'm just like, you guys aren't Hasbro. Like, it's okay. This is for adult collectors. You can make it how it
Yeah.
looks, in the story. But whatever, man. But yeah, I do like the Hush line. Man, I'm just shit. There's just so much good stuff out there, man. Let's see. Let's see. You know, so one thing I wanted to talk about, and I think I might have to like leave this for another episode. But
Mm.
on your page, right? Like I noticed Steel Day, I noticed Blade 2025, right? So you do a lot of collaboration with some other what's the word for it? Like is it? I'll just say, in my opinion, prestigious like toy photographer artists out there, right? And you collab with them. How did Steel Day come about?
I can't remember, to be honest. I can't remember. I want to say, was it Alex Richardson and
Mm-hmm.
Brian Carter's thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's just them two, because they're always with the ideas, and then they just ask if I want to join. I just say yeah, like sure.
Gotcha. Nah, because I,
Like,
I actually want to get a group of y'all on here because, I feel like, especially with what's going on right now, right? So
mhm.
you know how our gentleman, what is it, Dave Johnson, right? David Johnson, who just
Oh,
became
for Black Panther.
yeah. So I remember I was like everyone was like buzzing about this for a while, and I just feel like it's so ironic because it's like, yo, we went from okay, we've got, you know, the new Black Panther, right? Yeah, we got the new T'Challa because he's T'Challa Jr. So now all of a sudden it's just like, yo, what's going on with the MCU, and why are all these black-led projects being, like, you know, shelved and canceled, and just like, what's going on? How do you feel about it?
I'm disappointed. I'm super disappointed. I remember Armor Wars being announced like around the same time as WandaVision. That was a long time ago. That's like 2 phases ago. And that was supposed to come out like a little bit after WandaVision, after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And nothing happened from it. Like the thing about the MCU is that I love so much is the fact that they made it so that everything is connected. Like nothing is wasted, and that's what kind of disappoints me. I feel like there's too much wasted everything from the Eternals, and like people don't even remember Secret Invasion like that. I remember Secret Invasion. I remember how Rhodey is not really Rhodey, and we're just gonna leave it like that.
You know, it's so funny. I was talking to my cousins the other day, and I was just like, "Yo, you know what, Marvel? If y'all really brave, y'all should have said that Rhodey was a Skrull and brought back Terrence Howard, because that's the original thing right there. They pulled an on Vib early in the MCU, man. I'm just like, yo, y'all couldn't get any actors, and you know, Don Cheadle, you know, great actor, nothing against him. But it's just like, studio, y'all could have tried. You know what I mean? Like there was no one else that looked just a little bit closer to.
Yeah, that would have been funny. That would have been hilarious. But like losing War Machine's movie for Armored Wars, and then now we have a whole storyline where he's a Skrull, but nothing's going on with that. Wonder Man literally just came out.
Up for Emmys, great show.
Up for Emmys, and then y'all announced, "Hey, we're gonna have a season 2." I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I was very surprised, because like before that we just had Ironheart, and they didn't promote nothing for Ironheart for like the entire time until literally the week of, like the last 2 weeks of leading up to it, and it just seems like a lot of black-led Marvel projects are just not getting love, period. We saw this with Eyes of Wakanda.
Great show.
Amazing. And then it was just quiet. It was quiet the entire time up until it. And I want to say like it got marketing the week before it came out, and then like maybe a week or two after, and it was silent. That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like these next couple of, I feel like after Black Panther 3, we're gonna have an idea of where Marvel is standing with its black superheroes. After Black Panther 3, because this is feeling kind of sus to me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, yo, it's happening there's too many instances where it's just like, this ain't coincidence. This is kind of, you know what I mean?
This is deliberate.
Like, good Lord. And then even the way, and honestly, even the way they made Luke Cage kind of like at the end of his season, like, yo, now he's like the Kingpin of Harlem. But I guess they're kind of correcting that in they're gonna correct that in Born Again season 3, maybe. I don't know, but
yeah,
come on, man. Like, hey, but also I'm not gonna say all will be forgiven if they get Storm right. You know, finally, I'm not gonna say that, but you know, I'm highly anticipating. You know what they're gonna do with that.
I feel like after Black Panther 3, we have a better idea of where they're standing, because like this is just this weird. This is weird behavior. This is giving DC so white behavior.
Honestly. And the funny thing is like that. Did you see how Vixen's about to get a book. Static, I think he's like on the
Yes.
Teen Titans again,
We've
and
seen
he's getting a
Static
book.
and
They're
Cyborg.
showing Absolute Cyborg. So it's just like, and plus, even that whole saying, "Oh, DC so white," but yeah, look at Absolute Green Lantern. Like Joe Moline's like the star of that, but okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we got what's her name? Nubia. She's been queen of the Amazons for a minute now, but
Yes.
so I don't know. Marvel, I love y'all, but MCU, y'all gotta correct this. And also, it's not just for the black people. Like Shang-Chi, y'all had him for ice so long, and then now he's fighting Gambit,
Miss
and that's
Marvel. Miss
yeah.
Marvel. Who else? Pretty much just the Marvels. Pretty much
show.
all the Marvels, because all three of them girls got shelved quick after their movie, and the movie wasn't bad. It was great. I had fun watching that movie.
I didn't think it was great, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah, like it was just a fun movie. Like I wasn't expecting like it to be on some Endgame level type of
right.
I was expecting to have a really good time and continue to move towards Young Avengers, which there's another thing we're not gonna get. We're not gonna get a Young Avengers. Hailey Stanfield is about to be like 30 something. That ain't young no more. She's an Avenger.
Yeah, she an Avenger. She
an Avenger. She can't hang with y'all kids no more. She got a baby.
They're gonna have to. I don't know what they're gonna do. I feel like, and that's why I feel like for the youthful vibe, maybe. But then again, even Jean, I think her actress is like 24, but she can play young. I don't know if it's true, but I saw something online that the actress that played her her older sister in Brand New Day is actually like almost 10 years or so younger than she is. So like, yeah, like look it up. I gotta see if that's true, but I don't know. Marvel, we need to do better, because like we should be just celebrating this, but it's just like at the same time, it's just like, yo, it's kind of funny style, It's just like, this is here, but yet where's everybody else? And hey, we can talk about some of the the people in this lovely photo that you took, like I feel like, I don't know if Misty Knight's doing anything with Netflix. Obviously we talked about Armor Wars, like Blade. Y'all wasted 7 years of this man's
wasted 7 years of his life.
7 years of this man's life. Like I don't know.
So that's why I gotta watch that movie. Your mother. Gotta go.
Yo, that literally looks like what Blade could have been.
I'm gonna support it. 100%. And I'm gonna look at Marvel funny like we could have had this. We could have had this. What are you doing?
And then there's so much insult to injury, because it's just like you had him speak to what's that dude? He was from Game of Thrones. Just his voice, and then it's like in probably a pretty good What If episode, that special with the zombies, where he's just like, Blade, and it's not even him, but it's his likeness, right? Yeah. It's like Blade and Moon Knight together, and it's just like, man, y'all, don't make Wesley right. You know what I mean? There's only gonna be one Blade. Game too.
Where's Wesley at? He's up here somewhere. Yeah, they made you right, Wesley. There's only gonna be one Blade.
And then the fact that they had Ryan Reynolds be a gray Deadpool at Comic-Con this year, post him having that movie with Wesley saying that, is just like, I don't know, Marvel. Like, come on, man. Like, it's.
I think Ryan Reynolds asking questions that we kind of want him to know too, because like the whole so Deadpool was crying, and I'm like, that's technically an MCU movie, an MCU moment.
Thor, right?
Or Thor was crying. Thor was crying. That's an MCU moment. So y'all not gonna like talk about that? He was like, no, the movie's over. We already did the shots.
Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible.
So we'll see. We'll see. I feel like we'll see after Black Panther what's going on, like moving forward. Probably even after Secret Wars, because just like I understand that there was so many changes that they had to do to, like, especially after losing, after firing Jonathan Majors, the Kang Dynasty and the whole Kang stuff. Because that was another thing too. It's just like, y'all set this up and we're not even going to move forward with it. I'd rather them just recast Jonathan Majors it would have made sense. We're in the
Like,
multiverse.
that's what I'm saying. He
Everybody looks
literally has different variants. Like there was a fish looking Kang. You know what I mean?
yes.
Y'all could have just kept it pushing. Let me tell you. I hope we could like continue to discuss this more because I've got some thoughts on RDJ being Doctor Doom. Like I'll
I
I'll be
hated it at
just
first.
say,
I
man,
hated it.
I'm gonna trust the Russos, but I'm not gonna go easy. It better be a crazy, crazy, amazing idea, or rather amazing execution, because that idea is insane to me. But
yeah, I remember he was announced. I was like, ooh, we're doing this again. We're circling back.
we spinning the block. I don't know. Let it be amazing. But Gary, one more time, this has been so good. Where can everybody find you? And just like, can you just give them another brief summary of what you do, my man?
You can find me mostly on Instagram, taking pictures, collecting. Right now, my latest obsession is Magic the Gathering, but it's the Marvel, obviously. Anything that's Marvel gets me. And I was like, oh, cool. Let me collect Marvel, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, action figures. As you saw, got Blade right here, and a couple others up there on the shelf. Yeah, you can catch me on Instagram with Geeky Fresh. All the E's are threes, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much. All right, yeah. So, like he said, all the E's are threes. That kind of rhymes. All right.
It helps people remember.
Gary. Yo, it has been an honor. We got to do this again. I'm really hoping also to get together with some of the guys that you collab with, because this, I really think like more brothers should, in the geek culture, should really chime in and just continue to speak up about like what's going on, and like, because for now, Marvel, I love y'all, but MCU, you got the side eye. But anyway,
funny. I'm moving funny over here. I don't like it. I can't be defending this nonsense.
What I'm saying, I'm not, because it's. But anyway, but we will discuss that, man. I'm really happy you got a chance to see Spider-Man. I felt like, yeah, man. But anyway, my brother, thank you so much. All right. This has been Cold Front Conversations. You can follow me on Instagram at _Cold Front. We're gonna try to be releasing at least 2 episodes a month of this, and sometimes it's just gonna be me, and sometimes it's we're gonna have some great guests for y'all. Until then, everybody, stay cool. Peace.
Later.